In the event of leaving the European Union, it's impossible to say what the political settlements would be. The European Union creates a kind of legal infrastructure, a scaffolding, if you will, which we can use to build the transport infrastructure.
We're not going to stop being subject to the regulations. We're still going to be paying into the communal funding pots because that's the most effective way to use the money. What's going to happen is we're going to lose control over the rule setting process for how those mechanisms work.
If we were to leave the EU, there will be far more damaging things than we've ever considered that may happen to the rail industry. For a start, the procurement of goods. We're currently looking at signing, or Europe is currently looking at signing trade deals with the rest of the world. And whilst they might not initially be the most beneficial to us as a country, going it alone and then trying to single-handedly negotiate trade deals with somewhat still large superpowers economically in the world might not really work to our advantage.
We get a lot of our regulations, a lot of our standards, a lot of our directives that make sense from the European community. We get a lot of funding, collaboration, and that feeds directly into the transport sector. The UK would still very much be a part of that.
I don't think there will be any significant change from what we have or have been experiencing thus far. These carriages and services of the system offer deliverable services to people, so I don't think there would be any change really in the fundamentals.
When it comes to the railways, we need an infrastructure that we can use to decide what the common rules are going to be. And as a member of the European Union, we have a say in that. We're at the top table in that. We are not just economic partners that are allowed to sell products and, more importantly, services through the single market. We are also at the table and we get to make the law. Laws that are pointless if they only apply at the state level due to the scale of the engineering challenges involved.
You know, a lot of skills that we're starting to see from new metros coming in, new railways, are all from all over around the world. And really, if we leave the EU and start really tightening down on who we're allowing to work in our industry and in our country, I believe that we're really missing an opportunity on how we can innovate ourselves going forward.
The best case scenario is we don't see a change. The worst case scenario really is that we see a lot of rules which are tailored more to the continental providers than to our own, taking priority, and that's really going to be to the detriment of the railways in the UK.
Collaboration will be challenged. We still have contracts which will be done because of the sign that the contracts will work, but for future contracts they might be at risk. I think collaboration is quite big in the railways and more generally in engineering. And we might lose a lot if we lose this collaboration just because of some voting.